Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here, and I have some amazing news, great news. I just saved a ton of money on car insurance by switching to Geico. I'm not even kidding. I am not even kidding. Well, yeah, I am. I didn't switch to Geico at all. I use Progressive Auto Insurance. You want my insurance number? I don't even know if people have insurance numbers for that kind of thing because I'm kind of a slacker like that. When it comes to insurance, I think I need to renew it though. I'm not sure. They keep sending me stuff, but I'm kind of ignoring it. It's not really the best policy to take when people send you stuff. You should probably open it and at least see what it is. But I am very excited because I did work out my microphone issues. I think I am nearing perfection. And you know me, I will not stop unless I get perfection or at least a paper bag over their head. So that's a good thing. Hopefully I sound pretty awesome. You can tell I'm a bit congested. Still slightly getting over my sickness. I'm feeling a lot better though. Good enough to eat a horse. And yeah, we've got a GSL map here. I forget what the name of it is. My cat is jumping on my bed and doing some crazy stuff right now, but he can't hear, so I don't care. We've got Perfect in the top left as the green Protoss player. He's now throwing down a gateway at 13. Oh my god, what does it mean? And I am the Zerg player in the bottom left. I was forced to choose pink because Perfect, that little bastard, he took my green. And that makes me sad. You don't make Psy sad. You wouldn't like Psy when he's sad. You really wouldn't. I mean, I get all depressed and I don't want to talk to anyone, and it's really just no fun for anyone at all, so yeah. This is a really cool map though because there is basically a free expansion up here with only 6 mineral patches and 1 gas. Now, I obviously could have taken that with ease, but I chose not to. I chose to go for the more abundant base with 8 mineral patches and 2 gases, and take this smaller one as my third. I have drone scouted in the right direction. Let me close down Skype real fast. There we go. Oh, wrong button. There we go. I have drone scouted in the proper direction. I do see what he's getting. He does have his first gas up, and he's got a pylon. He's preparing to make some kind of wall off, and my drone's like, your rep is going to be bigger in no time at all. And that's what this destructible debris functions as, is a ramp size reducer. I wonder how common it is for enemies to actually kill this. It seems like deep in the game you're going to want to kill it yourself so your units can funnel out a little bit faster, but I mean, it seems like if an enemy is like in your base that they're going to want to kill you instead of killing the debris, so that's kind of funny. We'll have to see how that functions though. This drone is running out. Oh, I do get a gas steal. A gas geyser can outproduce a zealot's DPS, I believe. Yeah, barely. It can construct against 2 Marines and 1 Zealot. So keep that in mind when you do build it. Keep an eye on it. You know, cancel or recreate it, stuff like that. Meanwhile, oh yes, I do get the cancel off. Meanwhile, I do have my base up and running at home. My expansion is done. Just getting a couple of links, 23 to 17 right now. And that's really unusual. You usually see Protoss in the lead in the early game. And perhaps Perfect cut some drones, some probes, as you can see here. He's not training any at all, in favor of getting that expansion. That drone finally does go down to the combined force of Zealot Stalker. Unfortunately, side drones just aren't strong enough to kill a Zealot and a Stalker. So I'm at an early lead, actually, 24 to 20. I'm actually a bit perplexed as to why his drone count was so low. Is it really worth it to cut probes to put down that expansion faster? It seems like he should be at least ahead, you know, as toss with Chrono Boost in the early game. But I don't know. I actually haven't kept serious track of that sort of stuff. Evolution Chamber going down. And notice I timed that Evolution Chamber to complete exactly at 150 gas. Ling's just kind of chilling outside of his base. And if you're going to do a scout on a ramp like this with Lings, never, ever, well, never do that, obviously. Never bring all 4 Lings up the ramp because you will lose them to a nicely placed force field, and 1 force field to kill 4 Lings is definitely worth it, especially in the early game when those could be drones. In the early game when you need to limit the number of units you make, and you want map control because they have stuff like 4 gates. I'm not aware of this expansion. He is doing a transfer, so he's got double the Chrono Boost, double the probe production. And he might be transitioning into a Warp Gate attack. He's got 3 gateways. Warp Gate has just finished. We might see some sentries, so we can start storing up energy. Yep, we got 2 sentries and 1 zealot. Okay, I just went into options and I was checking the sound because I wasn't sure if it would be on or not. So hopefully it's on now if it wasn't before. I put it up to 90% sound, so yeah, let's hope. Let's cross our fingers. I can kind of hear some ambience in the background. I'm not sure if that's actually the music or not. But I didn't skip anything. I'm going layer now. I timed my second evolution chamber to complete once I got 100 more gas. And now I'm getting a layer. And I've got 2 geysers running currently. And the reason I'm only running off 2 geysers and I'm going a layer and you don't see a roach warren is because I'm trying a new build. This build is the Terran versus the Zerg versus Terran build that I like to do, where you just go extremely fast upgrades and mass lings. Am I seeing an auxiliary hatchery? Not yet. On this map, actually, you can put the hatchery right here. You don't need to make it on an auxiliary hatchery. So yeah, we'll just see. Phoenix is hallucinated, running through, checking out what's going on, checking the haps. He's getting an observer, robotic space. So we're going to see standard Protoss composition. Doesn't look like he has a Stargate, however. Maybe off 3 base he'll be adding in that Stargate because Void Rays mixed in with units on the ground are so damn good. It's crazy. Sling's just checking the haps. What's going on down here? You got an expansion yet? No. This map is actually really hard to creep spread because there's so many cliffs and like trees and brush that you have to scout with. I should have a ling on this tower so I can move it up the ramp, but I'm not doing that just yet. +1 armor has finished. I am getting my 3rd base as well. And in this base of perfect, we've got that Robo Bay just about finishing. He's taking his 3rd. And the harvester count, I am up by just 1, but that is bound to change once this expansion comes up. Now I'm up by 3. So, oh boy, we've got an engagement. 1-1 on my links. No upgrades on his units, so that's a lot of damage the lings are dishing out. He's got some nice force fields protecting the sentries, protecting the stalkers. Now surrounding them completely. I'm forced to ignore them. I'm going to go up into his other units, try to kill these stalkers that are fleeing, kill the reinforcing zealots, and this is not good or perfect. You can tell I am going to lose these lings. I'm trying to get another surround on these sentries to limit their energy buildup over the game. The reason that wasn't good for him at all, first off, we are about even on units lost, but Protoss armies are supposed to be super cost effective, and that wasn't cost effective at all considering how many units I killed with just lings. And that's one of the glories of +1. Glories? That's one of the glories of +1 lings. 1-1 lings against anything that's unupgraded. Because the zealots won't 2-shot them because they don't have +1. Stalkers will take maybe 5 shots depending on regeneration to kill a Zergling. Obviously, Immortals will die faster. +1 lings are just so good. I mean, 5 damage to 6 damage is just amazing. And that's not all. I'm getting +2, so +2 armor and +2 attack coming. Still no auxiliary hatchery. It's coming up now. But you see, this build, it does do a good job of spending resources as long as you don't get your gases too early. See, I am pretty low on the gas. Oh, and I did get a Spire as well, so that's how I'm able to spend my gas. Normally, you have an abundance, and you'd have to really tech fast if you want to be able to spend it all. But now I'm getting a Spire because obviously Zerglings are completely worthless against Colossi. And I haven't actually scouted his Colossus, I just assume he had it, which is what you really do against Protoss. I don't know if that's a good motto, like just to assume the enemy has Colossi, but he did. Breaking down those rocks now, running in. Maybe should have killed those Zealots first, but I don't even care about them. I'm going to run past those Zealots. Am I going to kill this Robotics Bay? No, looks like I'm going to go for the drone line with 1 set, and both sets actually running into the drone line. If we check out the harvester count, 64 to 63. I am up by 1, but I'm killing a lot of probes. Finally, the Colossus shows up with other reinforcements, and these lings are going to get wiped out. But I was able to kill a lot of probes. Now, at the same time, my multitasking is a bit poor. I could have sent all these units right here. Simple maneuver, so simple. But I didn't do that. Just didn't think about it. Was sidetracked something. But just imagine how much damage that would have done. Plus, it's just cool. Like, it's just cool doing that. That's all you really need to know. Excuse me. But I'm continuing to rally in the middle. The slow overlords need to be careful. Muta's always unexpected by a Protoss player, running into his mineral line once again. He's still at a hefty number of probes, 62 to 57. I'm just focusing down as many as I can. And running these links back because I saw his forces in the middle. Ignoring these stalkers. Probably could kill them, but I'm ignoring the stalkers. They don't do a lot of damage to mutas. They kill them extremely slowly, so I lose maybe 1 or 2 mutas. But every single probe gets wiped out now, 62 to 42. And that's the benefit of using mutas against Protoss. Not just because, you know, they're a good unit to fight with, but the harassment capabilities compared to against Terran is just enormous. I do spot this observer, and I'm going to be taking it out with this corruptor, this overseer rather. Rallying tons of drones to this extra base down here. Probably should have expanded right here, but I think I don't know this map completely well, and I just saw this base first, and I was like, okay, I'll expand there. Muta's doing more damage. I actually put them on hold position back here because I was busy managing my force. Perfect. Now moving out with Colossi. He is +1, and if we check out the units tab, I've got 10 Corruptors and 53 Zerglings, but these Zerglings are going to be completely useless against these Colossi, so I need to be careful to balance my Corruptors killing his Colossi with sending my Zerglings in. Otherwise, it'll be a terrible, terrible mess. Terrible, terrible mess. Did some damage to those probes, now sending my mutas back to help. And notice I'm not sending in my Zerglings. I need to kill these Colossi at all costs. I am corrupting them, now sending the mutas and corruptors in the north side. Nice Guardian Shields. Zerglings still moving it a bit too soon. These Colossi aren't dead. They're going to do so much damage to these Zerglings. Beautiful force fields trapping out every single one of my units. Production tab, lots of Zerglings coming out. This last Colossus is going to die. I have so many Corruptors, but I can't really get in there and do tons of damage because of all these sentries, all the force fields. There goes the Colossus! Dead Colossus! 2-2 Lings, remember, against 1-0 Protoss units. Lots of energy on the sentries. Here come the Zerglings. I'm going to corrupt everything I can. Where are the force fields? Perfect. Force fields! Force fields! He's not force fielding at all. Oh my gosh, that is so bad. Losing so many units before the force fields come. Continuing to rally Lings. 2-2 against now only a gateway force. Not good for perfect. Earlier force fields might have changed the end result of that battle. But with the production capabilities of all my hatcheries, I think I still would have cleaned up. But man, look at my money. 2,400. Lost that hatchery, so my production is a bit down. I lost 1 or 2 of my queens at that base as well. And of course, I've said this in like every single game I use this strategy. It needs some fine tuning. I have a lot of extra gas, and you really need to keep up on the bases and the auxiliary hatcheries if you want to use it to its fullest. Perfect actually throwing down an extra robotics bay, while I almost threw down an extra infestation pit if you guys saw up here. But we're seeing me replace that hatchery. We're seeing this base become saturated. Queens getting produced as well. Another queen right here. And my money is so high. And this is why you need to tech a lot sooner when you get this build. I have the infestation pit. There goes the hive. And something you can tech into. The great thing about this build is not only are the upgrades just insane on Zerglings, as long as you kill off Colossi, kill off Templar, but it prepares you for both of Zerg's tier 3 units. It prepares you for Broodlords, which have Broodlings that benefit from the upgrade. Broodlings DPS, by the way, is nuts. They attack even faster than Zerglings. But anyway, it prepares Broodlords with their upgrades on the Broodlings, and Ultralisks if you choose to go that route, depending on who you're playing, the situation, the map, etc. But as you can tell, this game, I mean, I've got the Corruptors, they've got +1. I'm going to be getting Broodlords. Ultras wouldn't really be an intelligent decision. He hasn't gone a Stargate all game. And I think the reason Broodlords are good is because the Corruptors have discouraged him from getting that Stargate. I'm pushing in. He's trying to take his 4th base. His forces are in the wrong direction, killing every single cannon, and I might be able to snipe that Nexus before these units can get down there. Zerglings just running up here, decoying. Guardian Shield going up, of course, useless against these Zerglings. But no, I choose not to focus the Nexus. He does finish off a lot of those Zerglings, but he's still only +1. Now he has a lot of Zealots, which are generally good against Zerglings, but not when Zerglings are 2-2 and your Zealots are only 1-0. So this upgrade style can also punish an enemy player if he does not upgrade, and that's kind of what it's doing right now. An extra base coming up. And we're seeing so much gas and so little minerals. Oh my god, I completely missed it, you guys. I'm so sorry. Map control Lings, man. That's what I should call this trap. Map control upgrades or something like that. Something stupid. But he just can't be everywhere at once against all these Lings. I just run up here, 7 damage per shot, get us around on the Nexus. He's not even that far away. He's extremely close. But these Zerglings do so much damage that Nexus has to be cancelled. And he has a lot of Zealots. I'm kind of afraid of that, but don't want to engage. Just going to run back. I've got Lings at every extra expansion. And he's really hurting, man. His Harvester count is lower than it should be. Mine is at 52. And that's a bit lower than it should be as well. But I've got a lot of gas. I'm only really worrying about minerals right now. My hive has completed. I've got a lot of Corruptors still and a lot of Zerglings, and he's responding to these Zerglings with High Templar. Is this the right move? Probably. I mean, obviously Storm is going to do a lot better than Colossi when you have so many Corruptors out, but he's got me on a nice funnel right here. The thing he needs, though, is more sentries because he can't really tell my Lings where to go to get hurt by the Storm without the sentries. And you're seeing he's a bit hesitant to even use the Storm. He's only got 1 Templar. We're seeing +3 on my melee attacks, my melee armor. And we're seeing a Greater Spire. It's almost complete. My Corruptors are sitting here like waiting. I want to be a Broodlord. They're so big and pretty. Uh-oh, perfect moving out. Perfect timing. Dodge the Storm. Try to anticipate the Storm and dodge it, because if he gets 1 or 2 well-placed Storms, there goes all my units. But look at this. He has nothing to attack air, and I'm just making Broodlords right on top of him. Oh my gosh. This is so taunting. I'm just taunting him with these Broodlords. 5 Broodlords, 6 Broodlords, 7 Broodlords, 8 Broodlords. One by one, I'm spamming the B button as my minerals get up there. I have a lot of minerals coming in right now, so lots of Broodlords. Oh jeez. 10 Broodlords, 12 Broodlords. Careful not to overmake them. We might see starports coming up any second from Perfect. He never did replace the saturation there. He's kind of replaced the saturation here. It's still a bit low, so as a result of all that harassment, his Harvester count is a bit screwed up, really. +3 almost finishing. +2 is now being created. So many Broodlords. He only has 12 Stalkers against 12 Broodlords. I like those numbers. He is going to snipe 1 Broodlord, but eventually these Broodlings will be just too much for him. Running in Zerglings, baiting another Psystorm. He's trying to blink up. He gets caught in a corner though. Broodlings beating away. So much DPS on the Broodlords. He's forced to GG. I forced him into a inferior Zealot composition with these Zerglings. And, you know, even if he had a lot more Stalkers or a lot different units, I just had the map. I had insanely upgraded Zerglings. Did I have Adrenal Glands? Yes, I did. And that's just a really fun strat. Obviously, it's susceptible to Colossi play if you just aren't able to kill Colossus if they're protecting them too well. But it's really fun. You guys should give it a shot. Early upgraded Lings. It's similar to my Terran strat. But I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the sound levels of the game. And I love you all. Long time. Long time. Thanks for watching.